Today we have Arjun Vaidya, who built and sold an online Ayurvedic health brand for 100 crores.
6 distributors I think signed up. 10 lakh worth order came. And I was like a finance guy, right? So मैंने Excel sheet बना दिया. 10 lakhs first month, 20 lakhs second month, 50 lakhs 6th month, 1 crore 12th month, and then like 18th month में $1 million per month का business बन गया था.
Arjun's brand Dr. Vaidya is a testament of his family legacy, born from the simple idea of providing organic Ayurvedic health products to the masses. And today their products are found in the cabinets of lakhs of people. In this episode, we dive deep into 3 core insights into how Arjun built his mega health brand.
How did you start your own journey even before getting into the business? Talk a little bit about your family background and give us a glimpse in your early life.
My family's been in Ayurveda for 150 years. मेरे दादाजी, परदादा और सब Ayurvedic doctor थे. It was an Ayurvedic clinic that my dada used to run in Masjid Bandar in Bombay. Very successful Ayurvedic doctor. दिन के 300 लोग आते थे clinic में. महीने के 12,000 लोग post पे लिखते थे. So people from all across India would write to my dada for medicine with their ailments and he would send them a prescription and medicine back via post. तो बहुत famous doctor थे but business में कुछ interest नहीं था. When my dad graduated from college, my dad was not a doctor, he was a commerce student. He said इतने अच्छे formulations हैं, हमारे family की 150 साल की legacy है, 100 से ज़्यादा products है जो clinic में आप बेच रहे हो. तो I want to make this into a consumer brand. And think about late 80s in India. Consumer brands, big FMCG companies, Daburs, Marico's were just coming up, just starting. At that time, my dad convinced my dada कि एक product लेते हैं. We had a unique product called Herbofit, Chyawanprash in capsule form. And let's make a FMCG product out of it. Let's take it to distribution. Let's distribute it to pharmacies. And let's do a TV ad. So 1989 में, my dada took an ad on Doordarshan and had an ad Jadi Booty wala Ayurvedic Herbofit, Swasth ka Rakhwala Ayurvedic Herbofit. In that time, he made this ad and he spent lots of money on that ad. Problem is कि year 1 में जब आप distribution में जाते हो तो पैसा नहीं बनता है. And my dada got shocked when he saw a loss and then he lost money. So he told my dad, look, I've never lost money in my life and I will never lose money again in my life. If you want to work with me, you work in this clinic or you go. I grew up with asthma. I suffered from juvenile bronchitis. My childhood was pumps, nebulizers, inhalers, steroids. And asthma prevented me from having this normal childhood. So I got an Ayurvedic treatment. 15 years of Ayurvedic treatment later, I was cured of asthma by my dada. But for me, that I got rid of asthma and that I became captain of my school cricket team was a big thing in my life. And it started making me believe in the science. And then 2014, government changed. Ministry of Ayush was created. Prime Minister Modi came and lots of focus on Ayurveda. Patanjali revolution started happening. So lots of customers started being interested ke Ayurveda maybe like younger customers wanted to buy products, try products, see products. So this was all the macro going on at that time. And the micro was my dada passed in 2016. And so we had these formulations, we had these products, we had this opportunity. कि Ayurveda में कुछ नया करना है. So let's do something funky, unique, disruptive in Ayurveda. And my dada has left behind formulations, has left behind a small factory, has left behind a clinic. वो clinic से मैं brand बनाता हूँ. So I took my dada's name, launched a company on his name, Dr. Vaidya's New Age Ayurveda, to take Ayurveda and make it appealing and accessible to modern consumers. That was the pitch. So I had this big event where I called press, media, partners, stakeholders and distributors. So 6 distributors I think signed up, Jan 2017. 10 lakh worth order came. Okay. And I was like a finance guy, right? So मैंने Excel sheet बना दिया. 10 lakhs first month, 20 lakhs second month, 50 lakhs 6th month, 1 crore 12th month, and then like 18th month में $1 million per month का business बन गया था. And the first month worked. My projection of 10 lakhs happened. What I did realize is offline distribution और online distribution में बहुत फर्क है. In front of Dabur, Imami, Patanjali, Baidyanath, Zandu, Arjun Vaidya and Dr. Vaidya's could only do social media marketing. So 3 months बाद, when I didn't get paid, I went to these distributors to collect the money. I got 9 lakhs of product back. 1 lakh in cash and a big slap in my face saying, actually, you're not even selling. You thought you were selling 10 lakhs in 1 month. You're not even sold 1 lakh in 3 months. At that time, I realized कि मेरे पास knowledge नहीं है. मेरे पास पैसा नहीं है to stand up to these big brands. And it's not working. So I took a very hard call at that time to let go of my entire offline sales team of 20 people. And to say कि offline मेरे से नहीं होगा. With this capital base, with this brand, with this knowledge base, Arjun Vaidya cannot execute offline. And then I was dating a girl who was in the founding team at Nykaa. And she said, hey, why don't you try online? So I said, okay, you join me. So I convinced my girlfriend to join me. We got engaged. April 2017, we got engaged. July 2017, my fiance joined the business, Trisha. And that's when the online revolution of Dr. Vaidya started. So November 2017, we launched our website. And we gave that same free consultation my dada was offering. We launched 20 products at that time. I think it was 27 products. And 1.5 years later, we started doing 50 orders a day on our website. And 50 orders a day on a single branded Ayurvedic website in 2018, 30,000 per day was a big deal. That's when we hit product market fit. And I said, Amazon पे तो नहीं चल रहा है, but website पे चल रहा है. So let's scale it.
By the way, you can learn this and a lot more on the 22nd edition of the GrowthX Demo Day, which is happening on 22nd December. The idea is simple. Top GrowthX teams will present in-depth growth strategies from this list of curated companies. And over the course of these pitches, you'll learn how to design your revenue model, understand nuances of customer acquisition, onboarding, and retention. And did I mention the beast? Converting free users to paid users, plus increasing average revenue per user. The GrowthX Demo Day is joined by founders, product, and marketing leaders of the startup ecosystem. It's on 22nd December, and you can join the event for free. But we have limited invites, and it's on first come, first served basis. So grab your passes quickly from the description, and I'll see you there.
So when you say you hit product market fit, can you thoda go deeper, which is 30,000 a day sale? But what gave you confidence that it actually has a PMF? Like repeat was one, but what other signals did you get?
I think in an e-commerce business, the unit economics tells you if it's a product market fit. My product was selling for, after discount, 720 rupees. The cost of goods was about 25%. Then there are two more costs that you have as a business. One is the packaging, logistics, and miscellaneous costs. And the second is the customer acquisition cost. These are the only costs per unit per order of e-commerce business. So packaging, logistics, payment gateway, सब कुछ कुल मिला के 100 रुपए आता. 440 बचे हैं. And I was acquiring customers at 270 to 3,000 rupees per order. So I actually made 100 to 150 rupees per order. And when I started making money per order, then I said, if I'm making money per order, the business makes sense. The structure makes sense. Now let me scale. Basically, selling price minus cost of goods sold minus packaging, logistics, miscellaneous cost, and customer acquisition cost. What's that number? If it's zero or positive, then you know you're making money on the first order. And if you are a repeat friendly product, then you remove most of the CAC in your second order or third one. And then you're making lots of money. That's the secret sauce of D2C. And then from there, the good part about online business is you just change gears. So I'm driving at second gear. I just moved to third and then fourth. I kept on doing the same thing. It went from 50 orders to 100 orders, 200 orders, 500 orders. COVID hit, we went from 500 to 5,000 orders a day. At our Series A of 15 crore, we were 90% website business. And we were doing like 1 crore a month.
That's awesome. What worked there to get to that stage?
I think 3 things. There was nobody doing an Ayurveda website. Number 2, this was truly a repeat-friendly product. And number 3, hooking the customer or bring the customer in with a free consultation. I think these 3 things helped us differentiate ourselves. And number 4 is obviously 150 years of legacy, family heritage, manufacturing facility, in-house trust being built.
Arjun, want to understand everything that you have learned over the years in D2C that I can learn. And maybe we can start with understanding product pitch. And then we can go to user, product, market, competition, and then eventually into price points and more.
So product is the first starting point of any D2C brand. And when you start with product X, you ask yourself 3 questions. What is the problem? What is the solution? And do I have a right to win? The other crucial question at this point you have to ask yourself is it a problem only for me? Once you've established these answers, then you have to go into the product life cycle. Now, what's the product life cycle? It's identifying the product, designing the product, finding the right manufacturing partners for the product, sampling the product, getting customer feedback on the product. And then you launch the product with a low MOQ, whatever that MOQ is. And then you keep iterating based on customer feedback. So the first year of your product, you should speak to as many customers as you can and see, is the product working for them or not? Because what may be your initial idea or hypothesis on the product versus when the customer uses the product may be different. So this is the entire product lifecycle or journey that brand should go through.
I think when you think about distribution, right? What sort of media mix typically works in early stages, especially when and you mentioned something about performance and it initially worked, but maybe tougher for brands today. What do you see helps crack that mix? And my question is second layered, which is how many touch points are required before somebody makes a buy from the day they discover your product?
I think on the number of touch points, the latest number I've been seeing is 7. If I am to think about D2C today, I will say that there has to be a clear demarcation between performance and brand marketing. 1. 2, in that demarcation, you have to be consistent with your brand marketing spends. On media mix, there are only 4 media platforms available to us, right? Facebook, Instagram, Google, and YouTube. Largely, these platforms are available to us. When I started, it was website is more valuable than marketplace, so go on website first, etc. All of that, right? Today, that thing has changed for me. Today, I feel like with the CACs going up the way they're going, you let the customer decide, which means you list on your website, You spend money on creation of website and you list on 2 or 3 marketplaces. You spend 3 to 6 months selling. 2 data points will tell you what works and what the customer wants. One is the sales velocity, how much sale am I making? 2 is the ROAS or return on ad spend. If the ROAS is higher on Amazon, clearly the customer is saying, I'm happier to buy you. Today in a lot of categories, marketplaces are more efficient than website in terms of unit economics perspective. And sometimes website is actually a consistent cash gathering and can never make you money. And you have to accept that or see that and move on from that as well.
So Arjun, would love to understand, you keep talking about marketplaces, especially Amazon. Can you tell me everything that you've cracked on the product listing page of Amazon? What all you need to look at and what is the importance of each of those elements? What helps and how do you also evolve those pages?
So there's 4 paths to a product listing on Amazon. The first part is the first thing you see, which is the image of the product. Now, there is a technical way to do imagery now, which didn't exist earlier, which is 7 images. 6 images and 1 video. 6 images include front of pack, back of pack, license number, benefits of products, lifestyle images of products, and how to use the products. That's the basic 6 images in your product. And the video could be usage of the product, brand ambassador, how to use the product, what the product comes from, what are the ingredients of the product, etc. All of that. Second thing is naming convention. Naming convention means the words the customer sees. And the words the customer sees have to be able to convince the customer about what is the product, what is the dosage, what is the size of the product, how many units of the product will you get, and what is the product used for. The third part is the description next to the product, which talks about the ingredients, which talks about how to use, which talks about testimonials, which talks about factory licenses, etc. All of that. That has to give the user enough information to make a purchase or to make a purchase where they understand what they're buying. And the fourth part is below and least priority, but just for the browsers. You have this thing on Amazon called A+ content, and on a lot of other websites, you have rich content, right? Not just these technical images, product, etc. All of that. But you can talk more about the lifestyle that comes with the product, other products I have, etc. All of that. If a customers come to A+, they are on the fence, and then the A+ has to convert them. But usually the customer gets converted in the first 3. It's like you can talk about images of the product, detailed stories of the ingredients, why you came up with the product, who is the founder, what other products you sell, what is your brand story, etc. All of that. In that small display card, you can't put all that information. So if there's a browser, someone on the fence, they may go down and learn this more information.
So Dr. Vaidya, you sold off and then you become an investor. Walk me through that journey of going from a founder to an investor. And what is the D2C investing thesis that you have now built over the years?
So look, I think it was an accidental journey becoming an investor. I sold the business and then I had a lot of time on my hands. And I think from that journey, I got the opportunity then to set up a fund. I got connected to the folks at World Invest. They wanted to set up a VC business in India with an ex-founder who's built and sold a consumer business, who's below the age of 40. And that interested me. And so I got to know them. And in Jan of 2022, we launched this consumer fund, doing seed to Series A investing in consumer.
It's called V3 Ventures.
It's called V3 Ventures. It's a fund investing in seed to Series A consumer brand. So let's say $500,000 to $4 million. I think the market for India and D2C has got exciting and difficult. Exciting because there are more customers, there are more brands, there is more scope, there is more TAM, there's all of these things. But difficult because there's much more competition. And so you'll now see brands emerging in niches. Let's say, for example, we talk first about fashion. You launch a general men's casual brand now. Snitch and Bear House and Rare Rabbit and all of these brands have taken up a lot of that space, right? So now you could launch a women's athleisure brand. You could launch a men's performance athleisure brand. You could launch a men's innerwear brand. So those nuances. Similarly in lifestyle, right? You can't just launch a random jewelry business now. Now you can launch a demi-fine jewelry business. You can launch a costume jewelry business. You can launch a silver jewelry business. Like that travel. Hotels has got so cluttered. I've now invested in a business called Hosteller, which caters to Gen Z travel, which means they're saying that Gen Z wants to travel every long weekend instead of saving up for a summer holiday like I do. And so they want a standardized, tech-first, budget-friendly offering in tourist, offbeat tourist and some city locations. Right? And so we found this backpacking hostel business called Hostler with 55 locations across the country that has created this offering where the rooms are available at $2,500, the private rooms, and the dorms are available at 600 to 800 rupees a night. But the experience feels premium. They've been able to create a business that did 55 crore last year and is running for 100 crore this year in the niche of how is Gen Z traveling and how is that changing, right? So I think that's very interesting. Similarly, we saw that diabetics is a massive market in India now. India has 140 million diabetics and 140 million pre-diabetics. That's like some 15-17% of our country. Now, Arjun Vaidya is healthy, doesn't have sugar, doesn't have tea, coffee, doesn't have gluten. And so that's not the lens with which I looked at the investment in Go Zero ice cream, which is a low-cal, zero-sugar ice cream. I looked in Go Zero saying, yeah, there are so many diabetics, they should also enjoy ice cream. You have to give them a product that allows them to still consume what they love, right? That's how we invested in Go Zero ice cream. The beautiful part about the Indian economy that we are in today is it's so big, but it's getting nuanced. And each nuance is bigger than a European country. If you say that there are addressable market of 50 million customers, that's bigger than most European countries. It's not a joke, right? Top 10% of Indian households is 140 million people. Half the size of the American country. Yes, our purchasing power parity is less. Yes, our customers want lower average order values. Yes, all of those things exist. But just think about what exists in front of us. The consumer opportunity in front of us is so massive. Yes, you have to get it right. And Indian consumers have their nuances. But once you get it right, the sky's the limit.
If you had to build a D2C in 2024 from scratch, which category would you pick? How would you build it? How would you build distribution? How would you build a brand? And more importantly, how would you build trust on that brand?
So look, I'm biased. I would build in health and wellness. I would build a brand with a unique product offering. I'll build a research product with a unique nuance. I'll build a product that has high repeat. I'd build a business which has high referral possibility, right? So you feel something, you tell your friends. And I would build a business where I can actually own a part of the consumer's daily routine. It could be a daily supplement. It could be a gut supplement. It could be a natural supplement. It could be a sports recovery supplement. It could be a sports recovery drink.
And how would you think about price point and how would you think about distribution?
I think distribution is going to be online to start with the nuance of quick commerce, which helps a lot with impulse purchase and product discovery. So depending on the product, I would use quick commerce as well. On price point, the way I always price in India is look at the market, see what's around, take the average of that and price 20% lower or 20% higher. For 20% higher, you're more premium. For 20% lower, you're winning the price game. Price war is bad in India, so I like to go higher so that you give the value to the customer and you pay higher rather than getting to this price war. But that's how I look at price. On trust, the first 100 customers is really hard. You got to go out there and really push. Once you have those first 100 customers, use them to be your brand ambassadors. Give them product for free eventually. But if they are giving the experience, that is how you build trust. Nothing like sampling and customer testimonials in the health and wellness space in terms of trust building for customers.
I wanted to end this with the incentives right now because you now have worn the investor hat. I wanted to understand incentives for founders building in D2C. What are the right incentives for them to build? What are the business metrics are you looking at? What categories are you looking at? Paint me a picture from an investor point of view.
In D2C specifically, it's a longer ride. There is not instant virality that happens. And so I look for genuine passion, grit and resilience to fight through tough times, some unique market insight that has a right to win, a market that's big enough. Sometimes I see businesses which are great, but it's not the founder's fault. The market is just not there. And then economics that make sense, which I've explained. But more than just the founder, I want to see a team.